How many of you have ever experienced a challenge so overwhelming that you immediately wanted to just throw in the towel and give up? Maybe a client unexpectedly backed out, or a vendor canceled on you at the last minute. Whatever your experience was, I'm sure we've all been there. But the difference between those who overcome these challenges and those who stay stuck often comes down to one thing, and that is the mindset. My name is Alexa, and I am the owner and lead planner of Alexa Blanco Weddings. And today I want to talk to you about the power of mindset, how what we believe and how we think and how we respond actually shapes the success for your business. We're going to go through 3 types of mindset that I believe will help you not only survive in this business, but also thrive in this industry. First, I want to point out that mindset is a choice. It is not something that simply happens. It is actually something that you can control. So let me share one experience that I had that I believe will help you understand what I'm trying to say. When I started in the wedding industry, I was so blinded by the excitement of it all and the glamorous part of being a wedding planner that I completely forgot to be aware that I was going to be facing some challenges. So with the excitement, I just went into my first wedding thinking that everything was going to be picture perfect, right? That quickly faded once I had my first bad experience. Does anyone here remember their first bad experience with a client? Raise your hand. So, I remember mine, and it was a bad one. This was, as I mentioned, one of my first weddings. It was around 150 guests, and it was quite an event because it was an outdoor event. So it required a lot of logistics. We were going to have the ceremony in a church, and then the reception was taking place far away from the church. So there were a lot of details, a lot of logistics to take care of. And I remember just being really overwhelmed with how the event would go. But at the end of the event, I was honestly happy with the results. I trusted that my team did a great job. And if it were for me, I would have given myself a solid B+. And I don't know about you, but I think that a B+, it's good enough, right? A few weeks after the wedding, the client, which was also the mother of the bride and the owner of the venue, reached out because she wanted to meet with me. And I was so excited because I thought, well, she just wants to say thank you. She wants to express how happy she is with my services. Little did I know that it was the complete opposite. And let me tell you, to have a client say to your face how incredibly disappointed they are at your performance, not a great confidence booster, not a great way to start off your business. Needless to say, I was not having the best moment, so I definitely did not respond with the right mindset. I went into dark mode, emotional mode. It was weeks and weeks of just spiraling thoughts and just listening to that little voice over and over again saying, you're not good enough. You will never make it in this industry. This event was just too big for you. And I remember talking to a friend, and this friend really opened my eyes. It only took one eye-opening conversation with a friend for me to drastically change my mindset. Of course, there were a lot of sleepless nights. There were mistakes that I've made throughout the years that I've experienced. But after that bad experience, I can honestly say that every setback has been an opportunity to shift my mindset. Instead of seeing failure as permanent, I decided that I get to choose whether I stay in that mindset or I change my mindset and take that failure or challenge as a lesson. And that is what we call a growth mindset. So the first type of mindset I want to discuss today is the growth mindset. The growth mindset is the complete opposite of having a fixed or closed mindset. The growth mindset is the belief that you are able to learn and improve from every situation. So, next time something goes wrong, instead of asking yourself, why did this happen to me? Try asking yourself, what can I learn? And I believe this is something that we can take to our business, we can take to a work environment, but we can also use in our personal lives. Now, the second type of mindset that I want to discuss is the solution-driven mindset, also known as the problem-solving mindset. And this is a mindset that is focused on finding a solution rather than just staying in the emotion. Okay, so instead of being emotion focused, I'm being focused on finding a solution. I remember that it's so easy, just being in that situation, it was so easy to just get caught up in the negative thoughts and the negative emotion. And that is something that is going to constantly happen in this business. This is a business in which we are working with clients that sometimes we're not gonna meet their expectations. Some clients have unrealistic expectations. Some clients, you're gonna be learning that there's no way of satisfying the client. However, that cannot change my ability to find a solution. When they're going crazy thinking that it's gonna be the worst day, everything is ruined, you have to be the one to keep calm and always show that you have a solution-driven mindset. Focusing on the solution rather than the problem is what keeps business moving forward. It's what keeps business growing. So when someone asks me, and it happens a lot, people come to me and ask me, what is the most difficult part about managing your own business? I immediately say, managing your emotions. Emotions, as we all know, can be tricky. We have a powerful mind. We have the problem with the emotions is that when they're not being indicators, which is what they should be, they're being dictators. And as soon as the emotions are dictating what we're going to be doing and the actions that we're going to be taking, we're going to be finding ourselves making rash decisions that are not going to be the right decisions. When you allow your emotions to take control, you will be like having difficulty in finding a proper solution, okay? So picture this. It's the week of the event and you have everything ready. All of the vendors are ready. You're just making those calls to confirm the vendors and you get a call from the photographer. This actually happened to me once, but I'm thinking it's a situation that a lot of people are going to be encountering. The photographer cancels. Last minute, it's the week of the wedding. You're going crazy. Panic sets in. I've been there. You literally feel like the world is crashing down, like it's the biggest thing. You're not gonna be able to fix it. However, I've learned that whenever I let those emotions kick in and take control, I'm limiting my ability to find a solution. Instead, just stop and try focusing on what little action I can do to move towards finding a proper solution. You might not find the solution at the moment. You might have to make some calls. Who can I call? What backup plan do I have? But if it all starts with making that question, that is the small step that you are taking towards finding the big solution, okay? So trust me, there's always a solution, okay? And that is the mindset that you need to have at all times, not only during an event when it's, the adrenaline of the event and everything has happened, but also during your meetings with your clients. You need to project that you have a solution mindset, that regardless of what questions they may have, what concerns they may bring up in the meetings, you need to show them that you are in control and that everything has a solution. So next time you're faced with a crisis, make sure you just pause, take a deep breath, and just think, what is the smallest step I can take towards finding a solution for this? How can I still make the experience amazing for my couple? Okay, so basically we need to have a growth mindset. Okay, first a growth mindset. Secondly, what was the second one?
Solution-driven mindset.
Solution-driven mindset. Thank you. Thirdly, we need to have a mindset that is aligned with the core values of our company. Can anyone here tell me what values are? Values. What is a value? Give me an example of a value. Alexandra?
So for my business personally, I think that my values really rely on innovation and personalization.
Okay.
I would say that's one. My second is trust and transparency. And I would say the third, which maybe everyone can relate to, is heartfelt dedication to work
Absolutely.
with passion and commitment.
Absolutely. I would say that definitely makes us, shine within the industry, because having that dedication will really show in our work and how we treat our clients. So absolutely, that is a great example of a set of values. Values basically are the principles upon which our business is set. So values can serve as guidelines when we have to make important decisions. Values are what keeps us grounded. And when our values are grounded and we have our mindset grounded in those values, no matter what happens, we're going to be okay. We're gonna find a solution because we are grounded to our values. And remember, your actions always have to be aligned with your values. You cannot be making rash decisions that are just solemnly based on your emotions or that are contradicting what is in your values. In this industry, you have to keep in mind, we are in an industry that it is so easy to just get distracted by the next shiny thing. It could be social media pressure. It could be the competitor, just looking at what my competitor is doing. There's always a new trend, and we can definitely feel that pressure to impress. And it's very easy to just let anxiety come in and take control when we're just trying to impress, and our decisions are being based on the fact that we just want to impress our couples or we want to impress our clients. This can easily compromise the decisions that we make. This can easily compromise our values. However, when our minds are set on our values and we are clear on what those values are, we will maintain our posture. We will make decisions that are more aligned with our goals. So whenever we don't have a mindset that is aligned with our values, a lot of things can happen. To mention a few, marketing without a strategy. That's something that happens often with brands when they feel that pressure of just I need to post something. I need to post today. I haven't posted in a while. Well, that pressure, it just makes you post and market without a strategy. And if you're not clear of your course, that can look bad on you and on your image and on your brand. And that would be my second example. You're projecting an image of desperation. You're projecting an image that you don't want to project. And you end up compromising your boundaries, okay? And these are things that we don't want to happen with our brand and with our services. I've found that whenever I stay true to my core values, I make the right decisions. For me, those core values are strong leadership, honesty, quality in everything that we do, and a deep respect for my couples and for my work. I'm going to share another experience with you. A few weeks ago, I was dealing with a very difficult client. This client was being rude over emails, and I feel they were being disrespectful to my work and to myself. And in this situation, I could have just have a closed mindset or a fixed mindset and just say, you know what, I'm not even going to try. I'm almost done with this wedding. I'll just get over it and move on. And that would have been compromising my values, because if my values state that I'm going to respect my work and I'm going to respect my couples, I need my mindset and my actions to be aligned with that. So I immediately called in a meeting and we addressed the issue. I asked them what were their concerns, what were their worries, and it's always important to just let them talk, let them express themselves. Right after they're done, you can basically just address the fact that you feel they're being disrespectful. There's nothing wrong with letting them know how you are feeling and the fact that you're feeling that they're being disrespectful and rude. And that's what I did. And it really turned out great. That was my situation. It doesn't necessarily have to be yours. It could be a moment where you address the issue with a couple and they don't react in the best way possible. In that moment, you're going to have to go back to your values and decide what is the best thing and decision you can make so you can stay true to those core values. It may look like stepping out of the contract. That's a possibility. That is something that you do need to consider, and it should be on your contract. And it doesn't matter how, like, if it's like a super rude word, super disrespectful. It's not about how much they disrespect it. It's really about the fact that you want to stay true to your values, and your mindset and your actions need to show that. Okay, so your values could be client first. It could be transparency, like Alexandra mentioned. It could be the fact of the quality, the innovation. Staying true to that innovation instead of just sticking to whatever everyone else is doing. Whatever it is, I want you to take a moment to write down those core values and make sure the core values are something that you can remember, and that you can definitely continue to move through your business remembering those core values. Okay, so just take a moment to write down your values. And these values will serve you as guidelines. Okay, keep in mind that the challenges will always be there. The difference will be in how we approach these challenges, okay? And while keeping a mindset that is connected to my values will help me make the right decisions when challenges approach, okay? And also, these challenges will always make us more resilient, more resourceful, and more adaptable. We are in an industry that requires that we are adaptable, okay? This industry is moving fast. The world is moving fast. There are a lot of changes constantly happening, and we need to be adaptable without having to compromise our core values, okay? So, to wrap it up, can anybody tell me what are the 3 types of mindset we've discussed today?
Growth mindset.
Okay, growth mindset. Does anybody want to share another one?
Solution-driven mindset.
Yes. And the third one?
Core values.
Core, the core values, correct. Just having a mindset that is connected to your core values, okay? Before we leave, I do want you to remember these 3 important things. I want you to write them down. These are very important to keep in mind. Having the right mindset is the key to success in every business. It's not about just avoiding challenge. It's actually about approaching it with the correct mindset, okay? Number 2, growth happens when you embrace challenges, not when you avoid them. And number 3, mindset is a choice. That's the easiest one. Just make sure that you keep that in your mind. Mindset is a choice. You can choose every day. You can make the decision to stay true to your values. You can make the decision to have a solution-focused mindset, and you can make the decision of continuing to have a growth mindset, okay? I want to thank you for having me today. And I want to invite you to just make sure you apply all of these principles not only to your business but also to your life. I want to invite you to approach difficulty in a different way with a different mindset. Choose growth over frustration. Choose to respond with a solution focused mindset, and make sure you're using that solution focused mindset instead of an emotional focused mindset, because ultimately it's all a matter of your mindset. Okay, so before we leave, I do want to ask if anybody has a question they want to share. Yes.
I have a question. Thank you. So I was wondering, how would you manage the situation that you shared with us, your bad experience? How would you manage it now with this mindset?
Well, that's a great question. I would definitely first just embrace the fact that this person is taking the time to give me her feedback. I would ask the specifics, because at the time I remember just nodding and leaving crying. By the way, I left my purse, so I had to go back get my purse. The person noticed I was crying, so it wasn't good on me. And I would have definitely, instead of letting my emotions step in, because I think I took it too personally, really. And I would have definitely just asked the specifics of, the things that this person thought I could be better at, and improve. And I would have just taken it as a learning experience immediately, instead of dragging it for weeks and weeks, just feeling sorry for myself and just feeling so disappointed. And just basically using that experience to move forward with my business, and apply it to other events and just grow. It is something that right now it's still a learning experience, but I would have definitely not waste just 3 weeks of my life just crying over it. Any other questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you guys so much for having me.